So what I'm also going to do right now, oh, I'm changing things here. I've moved things around. Give me 1 second. Always when I've got people here that I'm going to do something silly like move tabs. I'm also going to grab some links and put them in the chat. These are sort of links to things that I'm going to refer to as I go through the platform. So then you can maybe save them in a, I'm just going to bring up the chat, which is now missing. You can save them and go back to them later, but it's sort of about the microsite, how to update your profile and things like that. So this is cgscholar.com. You can just, if you're not logged in, there'll be a little login in the top right. You need to use the same login that you used for your registration, and if you have one, your proposal. If you're not logged in using the same account as the one with your registration, then you won't be able to see the online content. So just make sure you do that. So if the login is there, you need to log in the top right. I'm logged in, so I'm going to go straight to go to profile here. And this is my profile page in the community site. So as you can see here, you can update this information in your account settings, go to your microbiome, update that and update a profile there. I'll explain why this is important later on, but sort of a brief explanation is that in the event schedule, your proposal and when you comment in the discussion board will link to your profile page. So if someone wants to know more about you, I highly recommend that you update it so that people can learn a bit more about who you are. Then you'll see over here on the left is your communities. You'll have the learning community there. I'm obviously admin, so I'm a member of all the communities here, but I'll just show you here. You can, if you're a member of more than one community, you can search. Sorry, there's the learner community here. And this is where we post things like updates. You get an email when we post an update in the learner community. Sorry, of course, my internet's being slow when I've got you here. I can see it's working there. We post updates here. So Kinsey has posted an update about learning how to engage in the conference discussions. You can see the people who have joined the community. You can see the members and the admin. And it's a good way to learn any updates. If something's happened, we have to change the time of something, you know, some last minute thing, we'll put it in here. We'll also update it in the event schedule, which I'll show you in a minute, but it's just sort of a quick way to you know, learn more about what we're doing. Now I'm going to go back to my personal page. So this is, if I just click on community, it'll take me back to my page here. And this is sort of my personal activity stream of all the communities that I'm a member of and the updates there. Your peers is kind of, it's sort of, you know, it makes sense. It's self-explanatory. It's people who you've engaged with on the site through the conference who you might want to, you know, stay in touch with and learn more about. So if I'm just going to click on this person here, and I might be interested in this person's work and what they're doing. So I can go ahead and click add to peers there. And my request is sent. From the community page, there are many ways to get to the conference microsite. Oh, I'm just going to admit this person into the meeting. The first way you can do it is if you see your name in the top right-hand corner, you can go down to your events. And you'll see that this is the conference. So what will be in your events is a listing of all the conferences that you either have a proposal for or you're registered for. As you can see, I don't have a proposal, but if I did, it would say my proposal number right there underneath the proposal. This is my registration number and I can download my receipt here. Get extras takes me straight to the special events tab in the event conference microsite where I can sign up for special events here and making sure I have the links for those. If we were having an in-person conference, this would be where you would sign up for a conference dinner or a tour as well. But I'm just going to go to the main about page. Oh, and sorry, forgive me. Another way to get to the next page that I'm going to click, which is the main about page on the event conference microsite, is to click event. And then just to click on the one that you're registered for there, which is the 28th International Conference on Learning. So here on the About tab, you know, we have a little bit about the conference. So the dates, hosted by, a description, the special focus, where you can click on that and read more about the special focus for this year, as well as the annual themes that we have every year. We have a COVID update there, and you can also click these links to learn more about the collection of journals and the book imprint. If you want to go to the main conference website, you can go ahead and click there and it'll take you back here. The next one is submit a proposal. Now, I don't have a proposal, but if you did, your proposal would be listed here. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of this tab, that's where you would be uploading your digital media for the conference. The digital media does have a sort of evaluation process. So you will get an email when you've submitted your digital media. You will also get an email when it's been accepted. And I can go more into that in a little bit. So that's the proposal page. That's where you would update things in your proposal as well. So your registration, there's a little bit about my registration. You'll be able to see that you've paid. You can download your receipt, that type of thing. Now we're getting into things here. Presentations tab. Sorry, slow internet today. Oh, okay, here we go. Following I'll go into a little bit more once we get over to the event schedule. But basically what it is that you can follow certain presentations, and I'll show you how to both follow and unfollow. Featured presentations, we have one featured presentation here, and then, so it's also self-explanatory there, and then by theme. So those themes I showed you in the About tab, each one of those themes is listed here, and we have the proposals that are associated with that theme. So then here we have learner diversity and identities, and these are the proposals that are linked there. And then, and so on, educational, organization, and leadership. By type, so we have a number of different types of presentations. These are the workshop presentations. If you know that you're looking for, say, a poster presentation, and you can't remember the title of the poster that someone said that they were going to, that they were presenting, you could just go down to the poster section, which I'm going to find there's a lot of themed paper presentations here. Maybe I'll just go like this, which is easier. And we see all the posters here. And then the last tab is alphabetical. So there's the presentations in alphabetical order there. I showed you special events, but this is where it is again. If you're in this page, you can just go ahead and click on that there. It's where you can sign up for the special events. I do want to sort of make note of the Imagining Future speaker series. This is an ongoing speaker series that we're having throughout the year. It's not just associated with this conference. So if you do sign up for this, you will receive the links for other presenters that are happening throughout the year. And so I do encourage you to come along to those. Those are the special events there. So now we're getting into the event schedule, which is sort of where all the interesting things are happening. So here we are on day one, the first day of the conference, and you've all made your way here. So I assume you've either found this or you've got the link from an email. I'm assuming you all found this. So first of all sessions that are asynchronous, you'll see it's listed asynchronous session. So this is a little bit about our emerging scholars. We have a great emerging scholar program. There will be videos up here for the emerging scholars. They're introducing themselves. We're going to post them shortly. We have a great emerging scholar program where we encourage graduate students or early career scholars to submit, and they get to present and participate in the conference. So this is a little bit more about learning about them. Here we are in the online engagement session. So if I click on that, I can go and read a bit more each session. When it says live, it means it's a live Zoom session. When it says asynchronous, it means it's asynchronous. So I hope that makes sense, but I'll go a little bit more into that later. The times are here. I do recommend you use a time zone calculator. Elizabeth or Kinsey, can you put that useful time zone calculator in the chat? We are doing this in collaboration with our colleagues in Poland. So we do have to use this, we're trying to make sure that we're all in right place in the right time. So each session that's live, the Zoom link will be there. Coming up in a few hours, so where I am, it's just 12 past the hour. So in about 4 or 5 hours from now, we have the Think and Drink online welcome reception. It's a really nice session because it's sort of informal, takes the place of the first typically on the first evening of the conference. In a blended format conference, we're there and we have, you know, an informal drink, and you can talk to colleagues and you know, discuss your work and what your interests are and things like that. So this session sort of takes the place of that. We, you know, obviously Think and Drink, we're not, depending on time zone, you may be drinking tea or you may be drinking something a little stronger. But it's a nice informal session where we sort of go around and talk about the special focus theme, introduce ourselves, and things like that. So that's a little bit about the Think and Drink session there. Now, what I'm going to do is you'll see the sessions are on each tab of the conference. So these are the dates. For these asynchronous sessions, we've just sort of spread them out between the dates of the conference, but the discussion boards for those are open now. So if you see a workshop on day 4, you don't have to wait to discuss the content in that workshop. I'll show you how to engage with that. So say I'm interested in one of these workshops. Let's pick Brad. He's going to be my example today. I'll pick Brad and then I'll show you a themed paper presentation. So I'm interested in closing the digital divide. I'm going to go ahead and follow that presentation. And as you'll see, when I come up here and I go to presentations, he will now appear in that first tab of followed presentations. So I recommend you go ahead and follow the presentations that you might want to go back to and follow up on a comment or something like that. So I'll go back there to his presentation. I'm going to go down as well. So I'm going to click. There's 2 ways to click through to see this presentation. So the first way is to just literally click on the title of the presentation and go down and view his digital media. So he has a video here that's embedded, as well as a PDF and a PowerPoint. So you can go ahead and click on the PDF and it will appear here in the browser. I'm going to close that, and then I can press play in the video here as well if I want to go ahead and watch that. So I won't continue with that now. If I wanted to join the discussion or ask Brad a question here, I can go join the discussion and I can type something in here. I'm not going to type anything because I haven't watched Brad's presentation yet. But that's where I could ask him a question. To go back to presentations, you can see here, I want to show you something else first. So if I just went ahead and didn't click on his title there and I clicked discuss, I would get to the discussion board, which is where I'd see the abstract. If there was more than one workshop in this session, then you would see all of the abstracts listed here. In fact, I should just give you an example. Here we have a workshop with 2 sessions in it, and I can click discuss here. So then this discussion board is for both of those sessions. And you can go ahead and see those here. Now you'll notice in Brad's session, I had a little green box on the left-hand side here that said following, but there's also a blue box here that says view digital media. So if there's no blue box there, that means that that presenter has not uploaded their digital media. And what you can do is click on the title of their presentation, scroll down, and there will be a button here that, that says request digital media. And then that presenter will get a request from you and anyone else who presses it saying, we want to see your presentation, please upload it. So that's it there. Here you'll see, as I mentioned before, all the names are hyperlinked. So I can click on Laurie and I will wait for her. There's her, actually, I picked a good one because Laurie's updated all her information. So that's great. So we can read a little bit more about her here. And as you can see, this is her community and she has the ability to add peers. So I can go ahead and add her there. I do want to say that while the discussion boards will be open for 1 week, the digital media will be archived indefinitely. So the archive program will look very much like, very similar to this without the ability to comment and discuss, but you will be able to see everyone's digital media following the conference. So there's no pressure to watch 170, pieces of digital media in 3 days. I do want to just highlight some of these live sessions that we're having. So I mentioned right now we're in the online engagement session. In a few hours, we have the Think and Drink, which is nice. Tomorrow morning, we have the plenary session with Christian Luge. That, as I said, I recommend you use a time zone calculator for that. Is a 30-minute presentation with some question and answer afterwards. We did have a plenary speaker tomorrow afternoon, but unfortunately she won't be able to join us, Monica. We have a plenary session also on, what day are we on? So that's Wednesday, that's Thursday morning, and we have one on Friday morning as well. Also on Friday, we have Meet the Managing Editor with our books managing editor, Kerry. She's there half an hour, also an informal conversation just about how to publish with us, specifically books. So if you have any questions about that, please feel free to join. Following that, we also have a Meet the Author session, which is sort of another great session where we can talk about the recently published book that we've got, which is called Vocal Consistency and Artistic Freedom. And if you want to learn more about the details of that there. The closing talking circle is, so if we have the Think and Drink welcome reception as, one bookend of the conference, the closing talking circle is another sort of the other end of the bookshelf to sort of, come together, discuss what we've seen in the last few days, any really interesting presentations, ideas that have come about, and sort of like bring our ideas together about how we might move forward, thinking about the year ahead. One thing I also want to mention, I know I'm going to forget something, but you can ask me that, is if you click, say we're, pretend I'm Teresa, and we're going to click on her presentation there. She can see here that there's 27 engagements. So that means that 27 people have viewed her proposal in this page. And so that's sort of useful information as well for seeing how many people might have seen your presentation in terms of that type of information. So what I'm going to do now is stop sharing, and I'm going to go to gallery view, and I'm going to go ahead and ask if anyone wants to unmute themselves and ask a question. If I haven't been clear about something, I'm happy to go through it again.